Hey. What's up, everybody? LinkedIn, YouTube. Hey, welcome back to another BizBuzz Live. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope July has been well for you. It's July 24th, and we're back with another episode. This week, we're talking about the real estate industry. Again, you guys know if you've been tuning in for any length of time, we've been having conversations about what industries to be in, what industries to avoid, what's happening in all of these different ways and areas that we make money or that we have made money, but not in a good way, meaning it's burning down. Let's talk about it. Stick around. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of BizBuzz Live. Boom. There it is. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, helping you through all things finance, having all the financial conversations with you. Feel free to follow me anywhere. We're live right now on LinkedIn, live right now on YouTube. So if you're tuning in live, drop some comments in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're locked in. This is one of those conversations that a lot of people want to have and a lot of people have been having. It's specifically around the real estate market. It's specifically around what's happening out there in real estate. That's why we're going to talk about it. But before we dive into that, before we dive into our topic today, couple things. One quick announcement for you. If you have not been paying attention, you might have been paying attention. But if you have not been paying attention, we've been promoting our Financial Clarity Club over on School. Again, what we've been able to do is put together a We put together a community of people that want to talk about money. We want to get our financial life in order, just like in the healthcare or in the mental health space. It was not as prevalent 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago that people would be comfortable and open to talk about their mental health. We're trying to do the same thing with your financial health. The same exact things. People are uncomfortable having the conversation. People keep their financial conversations close to their chest, only with their family, only with one person. They don't want to even open up about how much debt they're in or what they're struggling with or where they want to go. Some people don't even talk about their goals and dreams of how to get to where they want to be. So we have this lack of people wanting to talk about their financial life, where we're trying to eliminate that in 2026 moving forward. We want to make sure that people have an open forum to talk about money, to have the conversation. So we got lots of good things happening this weekend. If you're watching this on Friday, this is being recorded July 24th. On the 26th, on Sunday, the 26th, we're holding a class inside of our Zoom that we're opening up to a lot of people. If you just want to come taste and test and see what's happening in the community, we have a cash flow conversation coming up this upcoming Sunday, where we're going to be talking about what is it that you need to do in order to take your cash flow to the next level. And it's going to be something simpler than you think. Not always easy, but something simpler than you think. It's not in budgeting properly, right investment. It's not any of those things, but come tune in this upcoming Sunday. I believe we have it at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern, but double check. There's a link going across the bottom of the screen. Feel free to join our Financial Clarity Club. We're letting the first 50 members in for free, getting 90 days for free after that. Really simple to be able to improve your financial life. Just join us over in the Financial Clarity Club. All right, y'all. So that's just a little bit of an announcement for you today. Another announcement for you. Did I have an announcement? I don't remember if I had an announcement. No, that was it. Financial Clarity Club. The other thing, again, to dive in, those of you that have been following us here on BizBuzz Live, you know that our thesis here is understanding how to make money. Okay. Understand there's lots of financial conversations, lots of people having financial conversations out there. Lots of people that have lots of financial information. You might have your favorite creator that you follow to get your financial information. Lots of women doing great things to bring financial education and financial literacy to the people, all of that good stuff. I think our industry has done a good job of that. We've done a good job of finding the right platforms and the right vehicles and the right products and the right information and even giving you some good strategy on what to do. I think we've done a good job of that. You know where I think we've not done a great job? We've not done a great job of teaching people how to earn money, of how to create the skill of earning money. It's a skill set to learn how to earn money, but it starts with how we think about it. It starts with, if you were conditioned like I was to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, get some higher education, get a better job, have it pay your benefits and have it, right, pay for your lifestyle. And that's how you're going to get there. Out for most people that we do. Right? What do we do? How do we change it? Well, it's because we have to change how we think about it. So maybe you might be in the gig economy. You might have picked up something on the side mindset, right? A something on the side mindset. Oh, I got my full-time job, but I need something on the side. That could be it. That could make you the extra money you need. Eventually, that'll burn you out, because it burns out most people. We're doing a full-time job and something on the side to make money. Sometimes it takes a toll on you. The other side is learning how to use your skill sets to make money, how to use your talents, your gifts, your abilities, the things that you've practiced over time, the things that you're good at over time, and learn how to give those to the marketplace so the marketplace rewards you and it pays you. The subset of that is also knowing what industries will pay you. Because you can have a skill set, but if you give it to the wrong industry, it might not pay you. If you give it to the wrong company, it may not pay you. If you attack the wrong problem with your skill set, it may not pay you. So the other caveat to that, the other, conversation to have is, are we choosing the right industry? What industries make money? Where can I take my skill set and then go over here and then allow that skill set to benefit the marketplace, which makes me money? That's why we have these conversations on BizBuzz, because as an industry, we haven't done a good job of teaching people where and how to go make money. One of the most common industries, that's what we're going to talk about today. One of the most common industries I hear all the time that people want to dive into, that people say, oh, I'm going to go do this, is real estate. It's the real estate industry. People are like, oh, I'll go get my real estate license. I asked some people their goals. Well, eventually it's to be in real estate. Like, apparently real estate has gotten this stigma that, like, if I don't have anywhere else to go, at least I'd go do this. Or I know people will always need a place to live. Yeah. Doesn't mean that industry makes money. Doesn't mean that industry makes money. Let me share something with you guys. Case in point, I came across this video and I want to be able to share it with you so you can get a chance to see what I'm talking about on this side. This is a lady that's a real estate broker down in Houston. I want you to hear what she has to say.
Right now is beyond me and tells me a lot about you as a person in a business.
Start at the beginning. Here we go.
Why anyone would want to become a realtor right now is beyond me and tells me a lot about you as a person and a business person. The real estate market right now is in a hellhole. It's probably one of the worst markets since 2008. Sellers are foreclosing on their homes because they can't sell their homes for what they bought them for because they overpaid for them a few years ago. So their payoff balance costs more than what the actual market will allow them to sell for. Interest rates are through the roof, and the Trump administration cannot lower the rates because of inflation in the economy. So it's more expensive for buyers to buy. First time home buyers can't even buy homes that they can afford because housing prices are insane. Plus, the insurance is insane. Taxes are insane. So it's a market that people are just flourishing in. And I'm getting so many DMs and emails of realtors blowing me up. If I don't respond on TikTok, they message me on Instagram or they emailing me. Kristen, I see you're a real estate broker. I see this. I'm getting my license. Do you have any advice? My advice is to do your research. My advice is, why are you trying to come into an industry that people are literally struggling, going through foreclosure, going through bankruptcy? Realtors are having to quit, go get a 9 to 5. Realtors are doing 10 times more the amount of work. That alone tells me you have done no research other than scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and seeing the lifestyle that a lot of us realtors live. But baby, only 1.5% of us, only 1.5% of realtors who get their real estate license make this a career. And even we are struggling. We're just doing enough to get by right now. It's a struggle. You have to work 10 times as hard. 10 times as hard. I've had listings that we've had open houses at for months. And most of the problem with these realtors, they were either only fan models, or you don't want to go to school, or you don't want to show up. So you think getting your real estate license is going to be the quickest way to success and the easiest way to success. And you find out this shit is a lot of work. What do you mean I can go 3 or 4 months without getting a paycheck? What do you mean I have to steward my funds and save majority of my commission check? What do you mean get paid $10,000 this one closing, but I might not get paid for 2 more months. So let me not go blow this on a Chanel bag. It's real estate is so much more than what you guys see on Instagram or social media. So my best advice for you guys that continue to message me and email me wanting the lifestyle is, are you actually willing to put forth the work to do what you need to do to make money consistently? And two, what are your intentions for doing this? Do you truly want to be an expert in real estate, or do you just want the lifestyle that you're seeing people live?
That's the question. That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are getting into real estate, you want to get into real estate. You're less than a year in, you're less than 2 years in. You thought that was the way. What's your intention? You think that's the only way to make money? Why would someone become a realtor right now? Like she said, again, it just shows a lack of business acumen and a lack of research. You're just doing what you think you know because you've heard people in the past make money in real estate. You might justify it by saying, "Oh, I'm passionate about homes." I hear that all the time. Passionate about homes. Okay, I guess if you're passionate about the aesthetics of a home, maybe you should have been a designer though, right? Maybe you shouldn't have like tried to sell homes. But either way, we justify it many different ways. Question is this a good industry? Is the industry growing or is it dying? You have to ask yourself that question. Is it growing or is it dying? Secondly, right? Like what's my intention here? Is it just to come in and make money? Because I think this is where the money is, because that will go back to question number one. Like, why would I go into a dying industry if I just want to make money? You would go into conversation with another friend, right? A colleague, right? Like somebody that I'm getting to know a bit. And we had the conversation around what industries are flourishing, what industries are growing, where the market is moving towards, where the opportunity is moving, like where all those things are happening. We had those conversations, right? So again, us making sure that we are on top of why are we choosing to make money? Why are you choosing real? I need my real estate people to drop some comments in the chat. You just got a real estate license. You're in the process of getting a real estate license. You just got one in the past 6 months. What were you thinking? And it's okay to be honest and be like, I wasn't thinking. Like, my friend has a real estate license, so my friend said, do this. Or I know that 5 years ago, or like she said, right? You're just scrolling TikTok and Instagram and you're watching an aesthetic. You're watching an aesthetic that people are putting up that might not be true. It might not be real. It might not be the right thing, but you're just watching it thinking that that's the lifestyle that people have, not knowing that they're just fooling you, putting out an aesthetic. Is that why you chose the industry you chose? What put it in your mind that this is the right time to be in real estate? Now, again, if this were 10 years ago, if this were 12 years ago, if this were 10 years ago, you could sneeze and make money in real estate. It was probably really, really smart to have your real estate license 10 years ago. It's probably a really smart move from 2011 through 2001, 22 post-pay. Like, it was probably really smart to have your real estate license. You could have probably, like I said, tons of inventory. People had the money. Interest rates were low. Like all the good things. 10 years later, a decade later, might not be the right move. Might not be the right move. You heard it from a real estate professional saying how much people in the industry are struggling, having to go back to get a job. I don't know where that statistic comes from. So again, I'll take her word for it. But she said 1.5%, only one state licenses actually make this a career. They actually make it a career for themselves, meaning they don't have a full-time job. Most realtors have a job and they sell some homes on the side because they're not consistent. Maybe the real estate industry is not where you want to focus over the next 6 months or year. I'm going to throw my bid in just because I have a platform, right? And I can talk about it. But if you've ever looked at the real estate space seriously, have you ever looked at the insurance space? Have you ever looked at the financial services side of insurance? How much, if you probably didn't research real estate, you're just taking what you know. You actually probably didn't research this side either. I've been on the insurance side, the financial services insurance side, because there's two sides to insurance. You might not, there's actually three sides to insurance, to be honest. There's probably more, but like three main sides. You have health insurance. So your Medicare, Medicaid, dental, vision, like the benefits, medical, health insurance side of insurance. There's P&C insurance, property and casualty, car insurance, homeowners insurance, business liability insurance, that type of stuff. P&C, property and casualty. Then there's the financial services side of insurance, life, disability, long-term care, annuities. Those are all different spaces. Insurance companies are the most solvent companies in the world. They run the financial space. So you've relegated yourself to real estate. I used to always ask people this question. I'm going to start asking it again. Have you ever looked at getting an insurance license? You want to go get a real estate license in a horrible market, in a horrible industry, like a market right now. But have you ever looked at the other side, getting a similar license, but being able to impact people differently where there's more of a need? There's more of a need on the financial services side of insurance. There's probably more of a need on the healthcare side of insurance. There's probably more of a need. And if you're thinking about making money, you have to be aware of the industry. You have to be aware of the real estate news, the insurance news, the financial news. You have to become aware of things in order to make proper decisions. There's something going across the screen that says if you want to take a look at what we're doing on our side, because we're recession proof, right? Our market is not cyclical. You want to know why? Because in the financial space, I've been here going on 14 years, guys. What I've learned is I've been through good markets and through bad markets. Both sides, our industry flourishes. When people have a bunch of money, markets are doing well, People want to grow more money. They have more money to do things with. They have more reason to protect their money. They have more reason to grow their money. They're looking for investments. All of those types of things happen when we're in a really good market. When we're in a really bad market like we are right now, guess what? People reach out because they need financial help. They need help with their cash flow. They need help with their savings. They need help with their debt. But they have more questions around their money. The fear of it sharpens their listening because people are scared. They're foreclosing on their homes. They're in tons of credit card debt. They need financial guidance. They come to us for that side too. So whether the market's doing well or the market's not doing well, we always have a steady flow of people. Real estate can't say that. We're watching it happen. I put out a post. There's about 228,000 foreclosures for the first half of this year, from January to June. What they're saying is the banks are holding on to hundreds of thousands of more foreclosures. The banks are literally so scared that if they foreclose on these people's homes, they have no way to recoup this money because people can't even afford to buy a home. So even if they foreclose it and get people out of it, now they have all empty assets sitting on their books, these dead assets sitting on their books. And guess what? No one's going to even come and buy it. Our administration passed a law that actually said that, companies, corporations, hedge funds, they can't have more than 100 single family homes. So now who would have bought them all up? All the hedge funds, all the people with the money, they would have came in and swooped up BlackRock. If y'all remember that, probably 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I don't know, BlackRock, maybe a year ago, BlackRock had an article that came out that said they're buying all the single family homes out there because they have all the money to do so. BlackRock for our living. That's what they were saying. And then administration comes in and says, no, we're not going to be able to have that. So 100 single family homes or less. That's all you get. So now it puts the onus back on the people. That might be a good thing. Oh, okay, we're not going to let corporations buy these houses, but now people need to buy them. But people don't have money. And the housing prices are too high and the interest rate's high. So now we have hundreds of thousands of people foreclosing on the houses and no one to buy them. Why would you want to work in that landscape? Why would you want to work in that? Like, why would you actively choose? Like, I'm going to go get a real estate license right now and I'm going to go work in that. What's happening? High interest rate. Like, how do you get a client? How do you get someone that has the down payment, the credit score, the debt to income ratio, and finds the house that they want? Man, again, for all of you that have gotten your real estate license or getting your real estate license, maybe it's time to just have another conversation. Let's just admit, like, you might have come into the market at the wrong time. You might have come into the industry at the wrong time. You don't have to maybe get rid of your license. You want to pay your dues or pay your upkeep or your continuing education or whatever you got. Sure, because the market will crash. And when the market crashes, how prepared are you? Do you have a book of business? Like, do you have people that know what you do? Have you been marketing? Have you been talking to people about it? So that when the time comes and they need, maybe you should practice specializing in short sales and foreclosures. There's a lady I used to follow on Instagram. I'm sure she's still doing it. There's a guy I follow on Facebook, I'm sure. Matthew. Last name starts with an M. Lady I used to follow on Instagram, short sale queen or whatever, right? Like, these people specialized in this time period. They're probably making a killing right now. I probably should reach out, right? They're probably making a killing right now. But at the end of the day, maybe that's what you want to specialize in if you're going to be in the real estate market right now. If you just think that's the only way you're going to get to success, I would let you know that there are other ways. There are other industries. From a financial standpoint, pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening in the real estate market. Pay attention to what's happening out here. That's important. But if you want to go make money, we're talking about increasing your cash flow. Maybe this isn't the time. Curious to hear your thoughts. These are just my thoughts. But I've been watching what's happening around. I hope you've been watching what's happening around. And I've talked to people over the past few months that have been like, I think I want to get into real estate. And it's like, just like this, the video I showed you, this broker said, like, it shows me your lack of business acumen. If you come to me at this time and tell me you want to get into real estate, you're just screaming your lack of actually knowing what good business is. Because it's not a good time for the market. Will the market turn around? Absolutely. Markets are cyclical. We know this. We're just talking about right now. If you're trying to make money, what are your options to go make money? I would encourage you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about what the insurance space looks like, the financial services space. We never run out of people. We don't have the supply and demand issue. Everyone's talking about money. Most people don't work with anyone with their money. Sure, you can just go off and sell Medicare or Medicaid or right, like that type of health insurance. Maybe you just want to sell car insurance and homeowners insurance, but people aren't paying those. Their cars are getting repoed. I don't know how you think you're going to start selling a bunch of home ownership, like home policies and auto policies. That's probably not the industry either. But the financial services side of it, people are always going to pass away, right? It's just, do they see life insurance as a way to not just protect and pay for burial, but to protect their income? When things get really bad, you need more protection. What about the disability? What about the long-term care? You know how long-term care is going up over time. You know how people are getting sick. People are going to need people to take care of them over time. Is there money there for that? Not to mention people protecting their money from the market. If the real estate market crashes again, remember what happened in 2008, 2009, all of it crashes, y'all. All of it's probably going to crash. If the real estate market crashes, it's going to impact Wall Street crazy, which is going to cause that. So if you got money sitting in a 401k IRA and you're 63 years old, we might want to have a different conversation. You're 59 years old and you got money still, the majority of your money sitting in the market. Yeah, you're probably at risk too. But that's what we do on our side. That's why there's so much opportunity on our side. If you're seeing this video, reach out, have a conversation. Let's talk about the differences. If you were once someone thinking about real estate, if you're currently thinking about real estate, you're currently actively like trying, you just got your license, you're trying to figure it out. I was just talking to a guy on Facebook. He doesn't seem too open anymore, right? But I was asked, he said he just got his real estate license and he starts posting in these, like in a foodie group about bulletin boards. And I'm just like, hey man, again, I'm a stranger, so you don't know me, but like, do you want some help? Because like, this is not going to be good for you. He basically said like, yeah, I'm kind of on my own. I kind of like market myself. I'm looking for low cost ways to advertise. And I'm like, man, if you only knew what I knew, you'd run. You wouldn't even waste time on thinking. Build what you need to build. You'll shake hands. You'll build personal brand, but you're not even thinking about selling or buying a house or getting somebody into a house. No. You're just brand building. And then we need to go make money somewhere else. And then you might be able to come back in a year or 2 or 3 or whenever the market crashes and people start needing realtors again. But you got to be very aware, ladies and gentlemen, of how you go make money. That is the thesis of this show, BizBuzz Live. Is yes, we've done a good job of teaching people how to keep more of the money, how to budget, track their money, put it in the right investments, all that stuff. But do you know how to make it? Why would you, in your right mind, choose to go into the real estate industry currently at the time of recording this, the end of July 2026, knowing what's happening in the market? Why would you say, yeah, that's a place I want to go make money? That's a place I could. It's either A, you haven't done your research, or B, you really just don't know business, and it's okay. But we got to learn this. This is why, if all we knew was go to school, get good grades, get a good job, no wonder we don't know how to evaluate a business or an industry or know what's growing or what's no way to build wealth that way, just doing what we hear. You have to have specialized knowledge. And my encouragement to you, if you are in the real estate space right now, reach out. I've been helping a ton of real estate folks transition some of their income. You already went and got one license. Go get another license, and then working with the right people. You know this because you come from real estate. It can be about the brokerage, but it's really about your leadership. Like, who's helping you? How much support do you have in what you're trying to accomplish? Or are you just out self-employed figuring it out? We want to be more on the business owner side. We want to be more on the support side. We want to be more on the leverage and delegation side. And if you're a realtor, you need to talk to me because you can understand that side. And we can build you another stream of income to get you through the hard times over here in the real estate market. All right, y'all. Awesome. Listen, we do this every Friday. Every Friday, we're live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, so you can get some of this insight and some of this information around how to go out and make your financial dreams come true. How are you going to go? How are you going to go out and bring in more money so your discretionary income goes up? That's why we're doing this. That's the conversation that we're having. Again, just a reminder, join the Financial Clarity Club. We put this out here. Again, this is our community. This is our community for people that want to grow financially. This is our community for people that want to have more open conversations. It's through the awareness that we heal, that we learn, that we grow. That's in our community of Financial Clarity Club. The link that's scrolling across the bottom, for the first 50 people registered, we're giving you your first night. The club. We got something coming up this Sunday. If you're watching this on Friday, when we're recording it this Sunday, we're holding our first cash flow class. It's a webinar. You can get in. You can ask questions. You'll get me real time, one-on-one, all to make sure we're focused on things we're talking about here on BizBuzz. How are we going to make money? What industry should we be paying attention to? What I'm going to be talking about on Sunday is what do we need to do? It's a real simple shift, a real simple fix for us to be able to go off and change the trajectory of our financial life to bring in more cash flow. But we got to think about money differently. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys coming up on Sunday. But feel free to register, get into our Zoom, or excuse me, get into our Financial Clarity Club over there on School. And let's build this community out of people that want to support each other and build financially. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Go out, do something that scares you this weekend. Do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, that makes you a different person that your future self will thank you for. And we'll be back here next Friday to wrap up July. Until next time.